Hey, hello, and welcome to the Bi-O-Logy Podcast, where we write it, sign it, own it, and sometimes postpone it, or maybe pawn it. Mainly own it. My name's Marco, and I'm your host. Today we're going over some things that we do daily that harm our environment. I'm here today with my co-host Luke.
Howdy.
And Josh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that we got that out of the way, so how y'all doing today?
I don't know that one, Chief.
Yeah.
It's not it. It's Friday. What about you?
I'm doing great. Can you tell us a little about your opinions on the population growth and how it affects our ecosystem?
In today's world, population growth is a big concern. It is the heart of all the subjects being talked about today. The Earth is only so big, and with an ever-expanding population, the Earth is put under a lot of stress. A lot of stress. I'm talking like big level of stress. Like we're up here. The Earth's up there. I'm talking a lot of stress. I mean, it's a really hot topic in debates today, and it really does need to be talked about. According to www.science.org, the population is growing rapidly at 74 million a year. That's a lot of people. Okay, wow, that's a door opening. And the overall population of the Earth reaches over 7.7 billion, mainly in India, but it's as of 2016.
The more people we have on the planet, the more space we take up. Each year, more and more forests are cut down, and more of our fossil fuels are being used to supply us with basic needs, such as power.
Okay. Also, with population growth, going back on that, which is the subject we are on right now, comes with a greater waste production. As of 2016, cities around the world have generated 2.01 billion tons of waste, with each person estimating almost 2 pounds of water a day. I mean waste a day. This is expected to grow to a little over 3.4 billion tons as of 2050.
Wow, those are some crazy numbers.
I know, right?
Now let's talk about technology affects ecosystems. According to www.scienceinc.com, the advanced hybrid batteries in cars contain nickel and rare earth metals. Mining these give off a lot of harmful emissions such as solvent vapors, sulfuric acids, and coal dust. Acid-laden water discharges kill all plant and animal life around nearby waterways and have sickened and killed nearby rural residents. Let's talk about electric cars versus normal petrol gas and the difference of them affecting the environment. Electric cars are a new controversy that a lot of people are talking about. Some say it's supposed to produce less air pollution, and others say that it doesn't. But with www.politico.com, I think we can settle it a little better.
Yeah. I mean, and according to them, they use the statistics from the U.S. Energy Information Administration most recent long-term forecast for the number of new electric vehicles through 2050, estimating how much electricity they'd use, and then figuring out how much pollution that electricity would generate. They were looking at 3 key pollutants regulated under the U.S. Clean Air Act: sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and particulates, as well as CO2 emissions. Then they compared these stats to the normal petrol cars, and this is what they found out.
So, according to electric cars produce more of our present gasoline fuel produce.
You got this, bud. I believe in you.
I believe in you. I mean,
produce more pollution than our present gasoline fueled cars. Gasoline cars produce only 1% of our population. They did this study in the 1960s. For electric cars, yes, the electric energy is to work, but factories that produce the energy still use fossil fuels to make the feed.
It's kind of but when you're going on like that, it kind of goes on would you really want to give up your because gasoline cars versus electric cars. Electric cars are just out there. Besides making electric cars, that kind of puts more stress on me.
All I can think about is, what have I believed in all this time other than Elon Musk? He's lied to me all the time.
Elon Musk, man, he makes a good car. Tesla's a great car, but,
yeah, but
did you hear about the one? It's when Tesla's they go and they crash and just burn up and just wouldn't stop catching on fire.
Oh,
They put it out. It's like that. They're dangerous, but they're good for the environment.
No,
Besides, it's like when you're making one, it's still dangerous for the environment as well.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't know about you guys. I do a lot of road trips.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yes.
Gas car.
Yeah,
That
gasoline
noise.
cars.
Oh, you know.
Yes.
Gasoline
You
cars.
want to give up that
they're-
good noise?
Gasoline cars, they're better for distance. You know,
I mean,
because
yeah.
most gas stations now don't have like, I don't know what they are,
It's like-
electrical charge.
I'm driving on my
charging.
Tesla down a country road. Where's the nearest Tesla refill station to
Yeah,
charge
exactly.
my car for a
Like
couple
those-
hours?
Yeah, it has to be more relevant.
It's
you
like
know?
I could go in my car right now and be like, "Oh,
Drive down the
just
road
drove-
for
Hey, you got any
5
gas?"
hours.
Yeah, you got a
and
handy
then
mart down the road.
Stop.
I mean, like,
Yeah, exactly. So that's
all right,
my
well, let's
one
move on to
issue.
consumption of resources.
Yeah, we just put a
Josh,
little
you
bit
got
too much
this?
time on that. You got it,
Yeah.
Josh?
At the time, as time keeps going on, our resources are going to run out eventually. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because we use natural fuels.
Yeah, like we're already starting to
Fossil
like
fuels.
look for like future ways to. I mean,
Yeah, we use them for everything. Cars, we use to make electricity for our houses, phones.
yeah, and that goes back to like how making the electric cars. I mean, that causes like pollution too.
Yeah, mainly they cause pollution to the world, like air pollution, water pollution,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Nothing's clean except
Yeah.
for solar energy, which we're gonna get into.
And hydro.
Yeah.
Mainly. Yeah, so I mean they cause birth defects like water pollution and air pollution. They can cause birth defects,
Mm-hmm.
and they like ruin ecosystems. Hydro power does that.
Did you get closer to the mic?
No, I couldn't.
You can't get closer to the mic.
No,
Your
I
head's
really
like a
couldn't.
couple feet away from the mic.
You don't even know
I
what I
think
sound
you-
like, man.
I don't think you could have been able to hear Josh talk.
Europe's,
Technical difficulties.
Whoa.
Europe's resource extraction is like lowering slowly, but that's mainly due to like them importing.
Yeah.
Their import rates are higher than most countries because they're importing natural resources. North America has the highest net regional metal import, and that receives 82%
America.
of all regional net metal imports.
We are America.
Global resource extraction has grown steadily over the past 25 years, from 40 billion tons in 1980 to 58 billion tons in 2005,
It's a lot of tons.
representing an aggregated growth rate of 45%. The overall material basis is uneven in the several main categories. The amount of metal extraction has increased by 65%, showing the importance of resources in industrial development.
And though the use of biomass has been decreasing over the years, the use of renewable resources has decreased as well. This increase in the use of resources can also be linked to population growth, which you talked about earlier.
I mean, I mainly think that renewable resources are being we're not using them as much, probably because they're not as efficient as fossil fuels.
Yeah, like fossil fuels, they're really efficient. I mean, they've been proven to work. We've been using them for a very long time, like back since like the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, I know we're slowly integrating more nuclear power.
Yeah, nuclear power is really great. It's just like I think people are like scared of it.
Yeah, people scared of it because
Nuclear power,
Chernobyl
Japan.
mainly.
Japan.
And
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
When I think of nuclear, I think of nuclear bomb. I don't think of Chernobyl.
well, I think of like nuclear power. I think of Chernobyl, but
That's-
nuclear bombs. Yeah,
I see
definitely.
nuclear, I think of nuclear bombs.
Japan definitely takes the nuclear bomb.
Okay, let's go on. Okay, next we have production of waste. Let's discuss what we have gone over so far. All the subjects above roll into the production of waste. With a rapidly growing population, we're seeing a huge increase in trash being produced. We're also using a bunch of our non-renewable resources, which also is causing it causes some massive damage effects on our environment. And the technology we are producing to help this isn't clean either. Everything we produce and manufacture creates pollution, and it all goes back to population growth. In conclusion, we don't have many options regarding how we solve production of waste, but we can try. Being humans, we always do things that will harm or hurt our planet.
Dude, we just need to move.
Uh-oh. You know what time it is?
Oh, God.
Now, it's time
time
for our
for the
random vocab word of ever because this is our only podcast.
Today's word, kids, is ecosystem. Yep, that's right. Ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
It's defined as all living things living in a certain environment. That's just...
That is
I mean,
very
just, wow.
interesting.
That's-
I mean, like, I don't think I would have known that. I mean, like, it takes biology. Yeah.
All right, well, let's move into
And
the effects
moving
of
on to
kudzu.
ecosystems. Like,
Like,
you can see
what-
wait, what?
It's definitely not...
No, moving on to more parts of the ecosystem, we have kudzu, an invasive
Oh, yes,
species
yes.
of an ecosystem. Let's see the harms of that,
And,
Marco.
well, along with the North Carolina environment.
the
Yeah,
environment.
it's mainly in...
I mean, it's all in the south, right?
So,
Kudzu's just bad. It's bad.
kudzu is
bad.
10 inches
Kudzu is like very irrelevant. Nobody cares about it, but we're gonna talk about it.
I mean, it's not
irrelevant,
too
like,
irrelevant.
no one-
It's relevant to people at the beach, but if you go further inland, I mean,
No one knows about it. Low key, like before we started researching for this, I didn't even know kudzu was the thing.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
All right, so
Houses like
the
engulfed
climate
them.
in North Carolina, as well as the southern states, is a perfect environment for the plant. Kudzu was originally brought over from Japan to the southeast for soil erosion problems. We knew the plant grew and thought that it wouldn't matter because the animal would eat it, but that wasn't the case. No animals ate it, and the plant grew wildly, growing over a foot a day and up to 60 feet in a season. So that raises a question: how do we stop it?
When you look at places covered in kudzu, it's hard to believe that people actually try to stop it. The only plausible way to stop it is during the winter, when it gets cold enough for the plant not to grow. But even then, it's nearly impossible to get it all. And if you don't get it up by springtime, you're just out of luck. It just goes too fast.
So,
Yeah, kudzu is a pretty rough plant to deal with.
it's like one...
I've seen
what
whole
is it,
places
1 foot
with-
a day?
Yeah, 1 foot a day. I mean, 60 foot season. That's a lot.
It's pretty
Like
rough.
Marcus said.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Let's just eat kudzu.
I mean, we are.
It's our new food resource.
I mean, like, everyone getting down to it. I mean, we are trying to solve it. I mean, actually, it's like, hey, what can we do with this plant? Let's try eating it.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
I'll definitely do it. Get Marco.
I've seen whole places pretty much getting eaten alive by the plant, but some people actually praise kudzu for its erosion controlling abilities, and it being a really good crop for livestock. It also has some medical properties in it, and scientists are also looking into kudzu as a fuel source. It's one of those subjects that some people like and some people hate. I personally disagree with it. It really hurts people's lives in the South, with kudzu taking over more than 270,000 acres as of 2010.
Don't forget about the farmlands. People, in farmlands, they're also under attack. People lose money to this as well because it ruins their fields and stuff like that.
It's like it goes all over their. I mean, they lose money because it doesn't just go over their farmland because they can just get that off. Like, they can do that, but it gets all over their barns. It just gets all over everything.
Yeah.
And they're trying to use goats to get it off. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen articles about how it can topple trees.
It's
It's a pretty heavy.
Oh yeah,
vine.
it's a huge big vine. And then when I was driving up to Virginia a couple weeks ago, and it's it was crazy because there's this house right in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just the vine. You can see it coming. It's all in the forest, and it's almost up to their backyard. And you can see there's a burn line where they've just been burning the plant.
It's almost it's kind of like flooding, you know?
Yeah, it's
Flooding
flooding.
takes
Just
over.
can't
It's
stop
just-
it.
yeah.
It's like something out of a book. Except it's not out of a book.
Big
It's from
book.
Japan. Japan's weird.
Is this Johnny and the Beanstalk?
It's
Beanstalk.
Johnny and the Beans.
Is that his name?
Sure. We'll
What's
We'll
his
go-
name?
we'll go
with it.
Okay, Johnny and the Beanstalk. New story. Let's go with that one. Okay.
All right, moving on. Next up, we have something else really relevant in the Carolinas.
Really
Beach erosion is a very big deal in North Carolina. Here in North Carolina, we have a high variety of hurricanes.
This one guy's house, after the storm, his house fell. I don't know where the sand just eroded everything, the wind.
Oh, from the
Gone.
recent one?
Yeah, the recent one, the one that destroyed.
What was the recent hurricane we had?
I don't even remember. What was it? Katrina? No.
No,
Actually,
it's not
several
Katrina.
years.
Not Katrina, John. Katrina happened a while ago.
But our most recent hurricane.
Most recent
It
hurricane.
was
Michael.
Pretty big one.
That was the
No,
most. That was definitely
I don't
the
think the-
second one.
The second one, yeah.
What was the first one?
it's like after the hurricane, our beaches, like, they got impacted greatly from this. The hurricanes, like, their strong winds and, like, the waves and tides, just, like, they just destroyed our coast. Like, not even did it destroy our coast, but
Florence. Hurricane Florence.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Hurricane
weird name,
Florence.
the
That
weird
was,
name.
yeah, Florence.
The nice guy. Yeah.
Hurricane Florence, and then Michael. Michael was the second one. I know that.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like, the causes of, like, it just makes houses, like, that were on the beach, it just makes them unstable. Like, a bunch of people here got affected, and, like, they're still affected by it. And, like, it also hurts, like, our, like, it just really hurts our economy, too.
Yeah, because most of our economy is built on the beaches in North Carolina.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
same, like, with fishing, too.
So,
I mean,
Fishing.
it's not, like, all of North Carolina, it's just, like, the coast.
Yeah.
It's, like, inland, it's
Coastlines
still, like,
heavily
tobacco.
on-
Yeah.
Like, tobacco. and,
but
like,
with,
that
with
stuff.
beach erosion happening from this, it's really affecting us.
Yeah, because our
hard.
beaches, like, it makes the
Beaches
beaches
get
not as
smaller
pretty, you know?
and
They're not,
as
as pretty.
pretty. Looks are everything these days.
I mean, that's pretty much it
That's
about that.
pretty much it from our podcast. Josh, you want to start us off with our outro?
So, for all you imps in easy people language, that means we be getting yeehawed by them circle thunder windy boy storms. And our beaches are just like, they're gone.
Okay,
Dead.
Josh.
Just stop. I'm gonna need you in. Okay, so it's that time. Yep, our beautiful podcast is coming to an. Until never, this has been the Bi-O-Logy Podcast. I wish I could say it was a pleasure, which it was. Don't get me wrong. This was a really fun podcast. Great stuff.
It was great.
It was great. Yeah.
What are you trying to say? It was great.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We forgot one more important thing.
Did we?
There's a species of bananas that we eat. They're all clones. Yep, you heard me. All the bananas that you see in the grocery store are the same thing.
This is insane.
Dude,
I'm
this
interested.
just
Tell
turned
me
into
more.
like a
I'll tell you
conspiracy
more.
theory.
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's the same thing. In 1950, most bananas were exported mainly from Central America, where they controlled almost all of the banana empire. Yeah,
That's crazy.
like, they had an empire down there, because that's just what they did. They just grew
Built
bananas.
Everything
Just
out of banana.
everything
Yeah.
is banana.
And, like, most people, like the United Fruit Company and other banana industries. Okay, that's a dumb
Fruit
name.
Company.
Yeah, the United States Fruit Company. You know, they wanted to make the banana better. As a result, like, they started messing with the bananas, and it's like, oh
Like
shoot,
the genes.
there's also a disease going around,
Oh.
like a fungus. Up. Yep, you heard me. The black cigato fungus. Yep, that's
Sickito fungus.
Cigato. Yeah, that ran
I
over.
think it's Sigatoka.
Cigatoga?
Yeah, I think you guys are pronouncing it
Cigatoga?
wrong.
I think it's Cigatoga.
Sigatoga.
Sigatoga.
No, it's Sigatoka.
Cigatoga.
You know it's a legit disease when you can't pronounce it. That's what
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like, you go to a hospital, sir, you got this one disease, I can't even pronounce it. That's just how bad it is.
That's how you
honestly,
know
like,
it's
when
serious.
doctors
That's
are
how you know
trying
you.
to like diagnose you. Like, how do they learn this?
It's like,
where do they like learn to pronounce like?
It's like, imagine having like
Probably
your
through
own
English
disease.
class and they know how to pronounce syllables.
It's like, just took Miss Bowles' honors in English, you know.
Oh yeah, that's why we're professionals.
They're
at pronouncing
professionals
this
at pronouncing
disease.
this. I mean, you know, I might be a doctor, but, you know, 10th grade English really did it for me.
So how did it affect us?
So it's a fungus that ran through and targeted bananas, kind of wiping them out.
Oh, damn, that's whack.
And so, like, we made this one, like, that was like the like the ones you see in the grocery store. So we made them all. We just went, we kind of genetically modified them. So now they're all the same. They're like clones. They're fucking like just like
Also
equal
a hot
content.
topic today.
Yeah, like GMOs,
So
right?
they all look really good.
Yeah, they all look really good. They all taste really good. Like, so I mean, what's the
Is that why
downside?
bananas are black? Is it got the black cigato
Uh,
fungus?
that's
That's just a virgin banana.
That's
Everything gets old, bud.
rocks don't get old.
Rocks do get old.
Everything ages.
Yeah.
The air doesn't.
It's like this table that we're recording
Facts.
our beautiful podcast
Dude,
on.
I got you there.
This is
Air
an old
doesn't
table.
age.
Hmm?
Air doesn't age.
It definitely ages.
Space
I mean,
doesn't age.
Space ages.
How you about to
Space
tell me-
ages. Space ages.
How you about to tell me that chunk of space is like 40,000 years
I mean,
old?
isn't there like light years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's distance,
We
though.
don't
Oh,
travel at like
that's-
years.
Light years
yeah.
is distance, bud.
Well, then there's space age.
Space age?
All right, let's
Space
get
age.
back on
Okay, let's get okay. Also, back on the topic of GMOs. Some people think they're great because they just don't care. It tastes good, looks good. Other people are like, "Hey man, stop messing with our food."
Stop
And
messing
it's
with
like,
our
what if
food.
it's like all this? It's like, what if one disease comes in, targets the specific banana, right? If it targets that single banana, just wipes that banana out. Like I believe the banana's called like the Cavendish banana.
Cavendish banana?
Cavendish banana. Yeah.
Sounds pretty spicy.
It's really spicy banana. They're
Sounds
really
like Cajun dish.
Cajun dish. It's not Cajun.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like what if like one disease comes by and just wipes the whole banana out? But it's like it's gonna take years to solve that banana genetically and grow the banana again. But I mean, like we're humans, we'll get around it. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's our entire life.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have a problem. Let's just solve it.
better fix it.
All right.
Okay,
Is that all we have on the banana cloning?
that's all we have on the banana cloning today.
So, I guess that's the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
Hope you guys
Okay,
enjoyed.
let's try this again. Okay, so it's that time. Yep, our beautiful podcast is coming to an end again. Until never, this time never. This has been Bi-O-Logy Podcast.
With Luke, Josh, and Marco.
Marco.
Oh.
What about
Okay.
Marcos?
Marcos.
No,
Marcos
Marco's
couldn't
gone. Marco's
make-
left.
He couldn't make it here today.
Yeah.
Got fired?
We'll for
Nah, I think he had to
for
go to
legal
the
reasons, we'll say he didn't.
And
Nah, dude.
I
think
wish-
he-
I wish we
didn't he have
could've
to
go-
go to the Outer Banks or like a race or something.
yeah, he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
breaks for
yeah,
rings,
yeah.
and his mom wouldn't let him come. It was like
Yeah,
really
it was
dumb.
weird.
And then the
Wow.
other person we were supposed to have on this podcast,
But he had like a
he
Girl
had like
Scouts.
Girl Scouts.
He had Girl Scouts.
Like Girl Scouts. Like, what does he mean? Like he's like, oh yeah, I wish I could open your podcast like I told you I would. So go Girl Scouts. Gotta sell my cookies, man.
Yeah, you gotta sell this.
Gotta
thing.
go Stimmitz in.
But anyways,
Don't talk smack about
I hope you guys
Hope you guys
enjoyed our
enjoyed.
podcast.
It's been fun. I
We
mean,
worked really hard on this, and
really
I
hard.
hope you
Hope you enjoyed
got
this.
enjoyment and learning out of this.
I think we did a good job teaching.
Yeah,
like
very much knowledge was.
it's that 10th grade English. Let's
Yeah.
go back on that again.
So that's it.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.